Australia. Welcome to Mission Possible, the podcast that explores and celebrates the stories of immigrant entrepreneurs in Australia. I am your host, Mr. G, and today I am with an amazing guest that I am very thankful to have here with us. Her name is Pilar Lopez Cardenas. She is from Spain, and she is the CEO and founder of the House to Grow, an amazing not-for-profit organization empowering communities to build and nurture healthier and happier people and make a positive impact in communities where we live and work. Well, that's quite a statement, Pilar. When I saw your website, I got so inspired because you have done something that I always wanted to do, but I didn't know how. So welcome to Mission Possible. Can you please tell us a little bit more about yourself and the House to Grow?
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you so much, Felipe, for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be with you and with your audience and share our experience. I think that's what inspire everybody, to learn from others. And I love the title of your podcast, Mission Possible, because um, in my presentations, I used to use a video called Mission Impossible to talk about my life, and I use the music in the background of the movie Mission Impossible, etc. So when I hear about the title, I go, "Oh, that sounds familiar to me." Yeah, thank you so much for the invitation, for the presentation. So yeah, so basically, I am originally from Granada. Granada is a beautiful city in the south of Spain. But my parents moved to Barcelona when I was a little girl, when I was just 5 years old. So I was living in Barcelona from my whole life until I I moved to Australia 9 years ago now. So I grew up in a very poor family of migrants, and we were always struggle at home. So try to survive, and that's maybe help me with my creativity and my entrepreneurship journey as well. So yeah, so I remember myself as entrepreneurial since I was a child. House to Grow actually is my fourth company. I create another three companies in Barcelona before to migrate to Australia. So House to Grow is my company number four. So that's why I say that I remember myself being entrepreneurial all the time. All the yes, that's where I come from.
Oh my God, that's amazing in 9 years. And apparently House to Grow is in Spain as well, right?
We set up a House to Grow in Spain and in Australia at the same times, because my idea was to have two offices and replicate and work in both countries. But after 3 years, I realized that that was too much to me, because the time zone is
Yeah,
different,
yeah,
and I have to work during the day in Australia, and then after that I have to work in Spain, because it's where the volunteers were working, is where everything happening in Spain. So I end up working sometimes 20 hours, 18 hours per day, and I did that for 2 3 years, and then I decided that the
it was too
life
much.
balance, yeah, wasn't too good for me. So and then what I am doing now is that our headquarter is in Australia, and what we do is that every now and then we deliver some projects in Spain, because always Spain are gonna be my heart, and that's what
Yeah.
we do. So we facilitate and deliver some programs in Spain, but the headquarter now is just here in Australia, because otherwise it was so difficult.
Oh, of course. Oh, that's so inspiring, honestly. Um, Tell me a little bit more about House to Grow, what it is, and what do you guys do? I mean, I've been reading, I've been doing my research, but I wanted the audience to hear it from you. What do you guys do?
Yeah, so basically, what we do at House to Grow is we develop and deliver different programs, different projects for different target groups. So we are not an organization focuses just in an target group. So what we do is we identify different gaps, different needs in the community, and then is when we develop different programs on different projects. So we have a program for children in need, or women living domestic violence, or youth in risk, art and culture projects. Now we have a program to support women entrepreneurs. But as an example, when the pandemic came 2 3 years ago, so we realized that because we are a charity based on volunteers, pretty much,
Mm,
and we have a lot of international students as well coming to our charity to have some local experience and to give back to the community as well. So something that we realized during the pandemic is that international students were the first one affected, because most of them are
right.
usually are working in hospitality. So
Yeah.
hospitality were affected a lot, and then they lost their job. Most of them, they were living in the car with no option to go back to their countries, with no money, sleeping in the cars, with a lot of depression, anxiety. A lot. The government wasn't supporting them from the financial point of view. That come later, but we decided we have to do something to support these international students, and then we created a program called Growing Health International Students. We enroll almost 300 international students during 1 year and a half to support them, and then that's what we did. So that's basically the spirit of House to Grow. When we identify a need or a gap or some specific needs of the community, is when we go in action, and then we say, well, look, we have to create something to fix that, or to try to contribute to this social issue that is here, right? So yeah, so that's how we are working, and we have different programs, different projects, but all of them are linked with education for life, well-being, and personal development. No? That's what we do.
What motivated you to start the House of Growth, and how have your cultural background influenced your business and its values?
Look, I'm going to explain you how the House to Grow started and why. So when I decided to do something, I wanted to improve my English. Still, I am in the way, as you can see. Um, I was between Canada and Australia. I was considering these two countries,
Yeah.
but finally, I thought, no, Canada is too cold, and I don't like the cold cities. So no, 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 Canada, no. And then I read an article that says that Australia was nominated, and actually was recognized as one of the happiest countries in the world a few times. And then I thought, wow, I want to live in such country, one of the happiest countries in the world. Yeah, sure. And then I decided to come to Australia. But when I come here, I realized that Australia is one of the countries where more young people commit suicide. And then I asked myself, how is that possible? How one of such happiest country can be one of the countries where more young people commit suicide in the world? And then I started doing some research and some investigation, because I have been working in the personal development field for the last 30 years, study happiness, resilience, courage, and all this kind of stuff. And then I realized that here there is a lack of emotional intelligence and personal development, and that was one of the reasons. And then I decided, look, we have to do something to support our community in this way. Try to do something different to try to, because Australia is in a country where nobody died because they don't have food, but they died because for sadness. There is a lot of mental health problems. So that's how House to Grow started. Um, yeah. So and then, sorry, what was your country again? Felipe, I think I was answering you something different. You asked me about how my culture.
Yeah, how did your cultural background influence the house to grow? Basically, did you bring anything from Spain that influenced the house to grow?
Yeah, I think so. Look, I am a Latin person, and you know that the Latins, we are, our culture is a bit different from
Yeah,
the Anglo. Even Australia is multicultural, a
yeah, yeah,
multicultural country, no? But we, as a Latina, I am a people person. I like to share with the people. I like to open my feelings. I like to be close to the people, and I think that's part of the spirit of House to Grow, and that's what I want to do from the very beginning, to create a house where everybody can feel comfortable, can feel, you know, uh, in their place in some
yeah,
way. So, and I think that these values and this culture has influenced House to Grow in this way, because I believe in the different is actually an advantage. So yeah, so that's, we have volunteers from all the backgrounds, and I think that's what has influenced House
yeah.
to Grow.
Yeah, I've noticed the same. Huh? I mean, I know Australia is multicultural, but in some places it's more multicultural than others. I mean, Sydney, Melbourne, it's very multicultural compared with where I am, for example, in Newcastle, Lake Macquarie area. But has been changing over time, and it's gonna keep changing, I think, in the future. But what sort of challenges have you faced as an immigrant entrepreneur in Australia, and how did you overcome them? I mean, I know this is a charity organization, and how I understand how to start a business, for profit business, but to do or to develop a non-for-profit organizations like yours, it's a whole different process. It's completely different. What sort of challenges did you have to face to do that?
Well, yes, it's exactly what you say, Felipe. Look, the first one was that when I decided to create House to Grow, my visa wasn't citizen, and even I wasn't permanent resident. So
Amazing.
like I am now. So to set up a charity and a non-for-profit organization here, you need at least two directors that need to be citizen, and I wasn't.
Yeah,
So yeah, that was one of the requirement, and I thought, oh my god, so that's not good. And then what I have to do is I have to find two directors that believe in the cause and in my idea, and they support me, and they say, yeah, we will be the director. So because two people, just one person is allowed to don't be citizen, but the other two need to be citizens. So I have to find two that believe on my project, and that's how I started. So that was one of the first challenges as a migrant, because my visa wasn't the right one
yeah,
at that time. But I always believe that there is ways to do things different. If you really want it, you will find a way. If you have a why, you will find a how. That's always my belief. Yeah. So and another thing too is that when you start on a non-for-profit and a charity, um, well, basically, first of all, you need to create an non-for-profit. And when you create a non-for-profit, before you apply for the charity status, you need to run your non-for-profit for a number of years and prove that you are doing something good. And then is when you can apply for the charity status. But I thought, no, look, we cannot wait. We cannot wait because we need to be a charity from the very beginning. Because as a charity, you can apply for the grants. People and sponsors are more happy to support you because they have the tax exceptions. You can actually, well, has another advantage that we really needed if we wanted. And then what we do is we apply for the charity status straight away, and everybody told me, "Ah, Pilar, forget it. You are gonna get it. You need to run a non-for-profit for a few years first, blah 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 blah." But our assignment, or projects, and all the paperwork that we present, it was amazing, and the government gave us the status of charity straight away. So that was a very good advantage as well for us. But another challenge was actually to start getting money from the government, because when you are going to apply for a grant, the first question is, okay, send me your annual report, send me your
Yeah.
financial report, send me what you have been doing. Ah, no, zero, because we just started. We don't have anything, but still we need money. And people don't give you money to you if you cannot prove anything. It's the catch 22, right? You need to prove that you are good doing something for someone giving you money. uh, Otherwise it's very difficult. So we have to overcome this stage as well, starting applying for very small grants, 500, 1000, 2000, 3000, 5000, and start proving that, okay, we are doing something good, we are managing the money in a proper way, we are making an impact in the community, blah 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 blah. So after 7 years, we have a history of achievements and good records. But when you start, I can tell you it's not easy at all. And you have to start from zero, no? So there is a number of challenges always, but all of them can be overcome if you really have the right mindset and attitude, no?
It's an amazing challenge, though. I mean, look, I had a small business before, and it was hard because everything, all the founders was, personal founding or family founding, and I found it really challenging just to get all the regulations. Because Australia, let's face it, I don't know, probably Spain as well, but it's very regulated, this country. So everything, you have to follow policies and send information, a lot of information to the government. And look, it's really hard. So I admire you at this because it's inspiring. Pilar, could you share some of the resources or support networks that have been particularly helpful to you in growing the house to grow?
Okay, so to me, because I believe so much in personal development, and I think that 90% of the success is just here,
Yeah.
in your mind. Um, to me, reading books about personal development, I'm a writer as well, as you know. I write books for
Yeah.
personal and professional development. And I did that because they helped me a lot. And I wanted to share all my knowledge, all my experience with others. And the way I found out very helpful is to do it through books, through stories, right? So stories that are entertaining, inspire, and empowerment as well. So because that helped me a lot. So I used to read a lot of books of personal development. I like to read biographies of entrepreneurs as well, to learn about their stories, about their experience, and that for me was so inspirational. So that was a very very good resource for me, and as well the community to know about their stories, their experience. That has been a source of inspiration for me, and how I can actually make better my work every day. So basically, you need to see outside, so to create something that is meaningful So that has been pretty much my researches.
Yeah. Could you tell me some of the books that really inspire you, or have touch you? Um,
Oh, so many. The reality is that so many, but there is one called the monk that sells his
I re-
Ferrari.
yeah, yeah,
You know
it's
this.
really good. Yeah, it's really good.
That's one of the books that really was very inspirational for me. Another that I like a lot is the Power of Now.
It's in my list, but I haven't read it yet. Yet.
Yes, there is many books,
How many
but
books? Yeah,
yes, there is many, but I think that is the best one for if you want to start working as entrepreneurial. Read a lot,
yeah,
watch a lot of videos, learn a lot of entrepreneurs, talk to them, see what are their stories, and that's gonna be for sure the best university ever.
yeah, yeah. It's inspiring. Yeah, and please tell me the name of your books, so for the audience to know.
Yeah, so my first book is called How to Create an Amazing Life, uh, in English and in Spanish for the Spanish audience, Cómo Crear una Vida Maravillosa. And the second book is called Things I Know Are True, or Las Cosas que Sé que Son Verdad in Spanish. And both are very inspirational and empowerment books. You can find them in Amazon, and they can buy through our website as well. So actually, the profit of the books are to the charity. So if someone buy this book, they are not just helping themselves, but as well they are helping other people in need, so people that really need it, because the profits of the books goes to support or charity. So that's has double
Yeah, yeah,
meaning.
amazing. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna get both of them. That's amazing, Pilar. And Pilar, have you found any cultural differences you need to navigate in doing businesses here? So, how doing businesses in or not businesses? I suppose it's a non for profit, but how the Australian culture is different to the Spanish culture in a business environment.
Yes, a good question. Well, first of all, even we are a non-for-profit, is a business
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you have to treat it as a business.
yeah.
Otherwise, we don't have money. We can. mm, It's impossible to do anything. We need money to support our programs, and so we need to do pretty much everything that the normal business does. The only one different is that we are not a non-for-profit. That's all. But for the rest, we are another business.
Mm,
But
mm.
yeah, I found out difference between my culture and Australian culture. One of the different is the communication. The
Yeah,
communication. In Australia, they used to be very straightforward and in the way how they communicate, very informal. And in Spain, we are more, to say hello, we write 20 lines. So hello, I hope you are very good, blah, 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 blah. So, and that's something I realized because when I write my books and I translate them to English, I realized that my Spanish book was like that and the English was like that. And I thought, where is the other part of my book, no? And the guy that was doing the translation say, Pilar, you talk too much to say the same thing. So in the English way, we don't use all these words, right? And yeah, so that's one of the difference I noticed, no, in the communication, no. So that's true. Another thing too is that people here are very punctual as well. In Spain, we are very punctual as well, but like
exactly.
the South Americans
I agree. I agree.
that because when I organize programs and activities, event, where a lot of people from South America has to attend. I always say we will meet at 7 when we have to really meet at 8, because I know that they're gonna arrive 1 hour late. So,
Yeah,
and, uh, and and in Spain we are more punctual, but still I noticed that here they are so strict with the punctuality, which is very good.
it's very
Which is
good.
very
Yeah,
good, no?
yeah,
Yeah, but there is this little difference. Another thing too is, and you mentioned that before, Felipe, is that yeah, Australia, they are very conservative. They have a lot of protocol, a lot of red types to make decisions. The process are very long. It's very slow. In Spain, we work different in this way, but here is too the process is too long
yeah.
sometimes because of the protocol that they used to have, no. But inside that there is a very advantage as well that I prefer here actually. No, I like
Me
more
too.
the Australian way.
Yeah, me
I
too.
have to.
Yeah, pros and cons. The other day, I was talking to another guest, and she was telling me about the Brazil. She was Brazilian, about the difference between Brazilian and Australian culture, and she said something that is very true in my case because I am from Chile. That in our Latin American countries, we are very open to share information. Here, they're very private. People in general. I'm not sure if you have find the same, but when you talk to the neighbor, in South America, not in my case, but people, know everything about their, everything, and they openly talk about different things, and here is like straight to the point, go to business. It's just more direct, as you said.
Yeah,
Um, I'm
that's
not
true.
sure if it's in Spain is the same, but it's we're more social, I would say.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly that. So sometimes I remember someone told me, "Hi, Pilar, don't share this presentation," because someone asked me for my presentation or
Yeah,
something like that, and I said, "No, don't share this presentation. People are gonna copy you." And I say, "I wish that people copy me. That means that I'm doing something really good.
amazing. I have the same
If some
mentality.
Yeah, I said, "Oh, that's fantastic. I wish people copy me all the time." No, that's.
Yeah,
But yes, it's exactly that. It's exactly that. No, this is
we want
a little bit.
it's a personal mentality as well. We want to inspire people, right? I'm happy when people copy me because I know that I'm inspiring someone, and that's what I want to do. And I'm sure that's what you want to do as well. Pilar, what advice would you give to immigrants like us, looking to start and grow their own business in Australia?
Okay, so the first thing I will tell them is that they are in the right country. So, according to the last studies, Australia is one of the best countries for entrepreneurs in the world, particularly for women. So if someone wants to be an entrepreneurial in Australia, they are lucky because they are in the right country. So it's one of the best places for that. And something I noticed is that migrants has a different entrepreneurship spirit. Maybe because we have this sense of need, that things need to work well. So, because I noticed that in my groups we have many entrepreneurs, but there isn't a clear difference between Australian entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs from CAL communities that come from overseas, because they have this hunger. They
Yeah,
they they. They they say, I need to do it because that's my only one opportunity. I come from far away. I spend all my money. I am, by myself. I leave behind my family, my culture, whatever, and I need that this work. So, and they have this spirit. This is that other people doesn't have, and that's why we have to
amazing.
use. No, that's what we have to use. So, you have a good idea. If you have a dream, if you are passionate about something, um, try. and more than try. Make it happen, because I believe you. I believe what I say is in Australia things happen. Felipe, things happen. So yes, it's about mentality, but there is no barriers when you really want to do something. There is no barriers. So sometimes we have more barriers here than outside. The only one barrier is yourself. So that would be my advice. Look, if you want to do something, just do it. Like the slogan of
Yeah,
Nike,
like
just do it. That's what I would say.
um do you think that immigrants bring any sort of or particularly well suited um skills or a skill set to Australia?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that Australia is what it is nowadays because of the migrant skills. Otherwise, Australia will be something completely different, completely different. But just because it's a multicultural country, we are so prosper. We have this economy, and I think that is there is no doubt about that. It's because of all the skills and spirit that migrants bring. So we are more flexible. That's we have a different way of solving problems because we are so more flexible. We are more resilient. We are more open mind because we come from a different experience. We have been to work hard to be where we are, probably most of us. So we have this kind of mentality that is so important for businesses. It's so important, and we have the languages. We speak different languages that make us that we can empathize with more people. We can communicate in different ways, in different languages. This is super rich for every business. The opportunity to have people that speak different languages and think in a different countries. So, and we are very hard workers as well. So
Yeah.
because we know how hard it is to set up, and we know that we need to work hard to make it that happen. So we have a lot of advantage that make us suitable for businesses here. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree completely with you, but sometimes I think that local businesses don't completely see that value that we bring. And to be honest, where I am at the moment, not in Melbourne probably, but it has been a little bit challenging for me to feel valued. So one of the reasons because I am doing this is because I wanna raise awareness about inclusion and diversity in Australia, but in my region specifically, because immigrants are everywhere, and we all bring a different set of skills and different languages and different backgrounds. And sometimes I think there's a little bit of a gap between the policies and the practice in inclusion and diversity. Everyone claims to be inclusive and diverse, but when you see the facts, you see, well, not quite really. I mean, there's a lot of services, government and private companies that they claim to be very diverse and very, inclusive. But when you see the people around there, it's like, yeah, but I don't think that's quite true. But I completely agree that we bring a lot of value to those businesses. And one of the reasons of this podcast is to raise awareness about that. So thank you so much for your testimony. And now, Pilar, how do you see the future of the house to grow in Australia?
Um, well, I think that House to Grow is an alive body itself.
Yeah.
So, as an live body, I can see House to Grow evolving and growing according to the community needs. And we want to innovate, we want to do things different, because I think that's one of the power that we have entrepreneurs, is that we can do things differently. So that's the whole the main purpose of being entrepreneurial, to things change, to have this freedom, that are not under the umbrella of a boss and another boss, another boss, another boss, another boss. So we can actually do things different. And that's what we want. We want to innovate in the way that we achieve our goals, and do things differently, be more creative. Um, and that's why, and I use your platform today, Felipe, because one of the projects we want to run next year, 2024, is that we want to create on a social photography exhibition to raise awareness about migrants and CAL communities and refugees. So, because exactly what you say, there is a lot of work to do, and we want to do it from a different perspective. So, we want to run this project, and we invite to your audience, if someone wants to be part of our project, please contact us. Fantastic. I'm going to put you in the list. I want to put you in
First
the
one.
list, because that's what we want. Not, we want people that is willing to be part of this project, and explain their stories through photography, so they can tell to the world that, yeah, there is people very valuable, incredible stories. And uh, and that's another way. I always say that one you have heard probably this quote that say that one photo says more than
Yeah.
1,000 words, and
Yeah.
it's really true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we want to do. That's how I can see House to Grow. No? So basically evolving according to the needs of the community and the society, but always keeping our mission in mind, which is help people via education and well-being. That's what we want.
Yeah. I would love to help. I would love to help. So, please count me in.
Thank you, Felipe. Thank you for sure.
Okay, cool. Now we are ending this interview, but I just want to thank you. And can you please share a success stories of milestone in your entrepreneurial journey here?
You means stories of people, entrepreneurs, or my
Or
personal?
your personal milestone in your journey. I mean, you have done a lot already in 9 years. I mean, I really admire you from the bottom of my heart, Pilar, because what you have done here, I've been looking at your website with your projects. Is there any particular project that you are proud of, and this, doing something that is it just inspiring other people?
Uh, Look, it's hard to say, because every single project that we have done has have an impact in some specific communities. Um, but the fact that this year we won the award to have the best mental health program in Australia. That has been a very good achievement for us, not because what we have been doing so far wasn't being incredible. It's just because the recognition of the organization, which was way ahead. It's an organization in Australia, and a very well-known organization in Australia, who provide every year awards to the best programs for mental health. And this year we have been
Oh, nice.
awarded with this recognition. So that has been incredible for our community as well, no? Because that means that we are recognized, no? And that has been very incredible. But every you know what is for me something very special, because I am entrepreneurial as
Yeah.
well, is that we are running on a program now for entrepreneurs, for women entrepreneurs, called Watching Women Street program. And we started 2 years ago with this program, Felipe, supporting women to create their businesses or startups that they want to grow. And every time we saw some achievement of these small companies, is for us is incredible, because I know what does it mean. I know how hard it is. I know how much they are behind every single achievement, and see the women's in their little business working. That's incredible. It's the best reward ever that we can have. So yeah, but there is so many, but just to give you a couple of examples.
That's a lot. I mean, you have done a lot in 9 years. I'm just curious, how do you manage to the work-life balance as an entrepreneur in this new environment?
Honestly, very bad. Look, to be honest, Felipe, I have to be very conscious all the time. It's my work. It's one of my improvement areas, especially working in the well-being space, because I'm very hard worker person, and so passionate with what I'm doing. And sometimes that has the other kind of the side, the other side of the
Mhm.
coin. Sorry.
Yeah,
So that means that sometimes it's hard for me to know when to stop, and that's not good. So my recommendation is, don't copy me in this way, because I'm learning and I'm trying to do my best every day. I'm improving. I have to recognize, but still, I have to manage this passion and
yeah.
a spirit of doing more with, yeah, life balance. So I try to do it. I try to do it.
It
Try
has
to
to
do
be
my
hard. Yeah, yeah. Do you have
best.
family, Pilar?
Yeah, I have two kids.
Yeah.
They are adults now, and even I have a grandson that is coming to Australia to spend the holidays, the Christmas holidays next week. So I'm so excited with that, because my grandson is 1 year and a half, and they are living in Barcelona. All my family is living in Barcelona. I am the only one here in Australia. So as you can imagine, it's hard. But yeah, so I try to travel to Spain as much as possible, and always be in contact with my family. But yes,
So,
that's the
so you came by yourself to
well.
Australia?
I come here with my son.
Yeah,
By this time, I come to Australia when I was 45 years old. So I
yeah.
wasn't that young. I wasn't that young. And I come to study English. I didn't know anything about English. My English was terrible. And then I come with my son that he was 18 years old. Actually, he turned 18 here, but he went back to Barcelona 9 months later. And then I decided to stay here. I met my partner, who is Aussie, and I decided to stay here. And at the moment, I'm here. So,
Yeah.
so I don't know
This is home.
yes,
Yeah,
this is
so a lot of sacrifice as well. There's a lot of sacrifice and hard
yes.
work. Yeah, yeah. I look, and that's when I think that we can relate, and as immigrants, that we have to leave friends, home, family behind, and make a new reality, and just try to navigate this new environment in the best way possible. Learning the language, trying to find out ways to, go ahead and build our own destinies and future. So Pilar, I thank you so much for this testimony. You have inspired me, and I would love to help you out, guys. I would love to, in whatever way I can. I would love to get involved with your organization. Please, guys, consider, have a look at the House to Grow website. It's house2grow.org or house2grow.org. This is an amazing organization. You guys are based in Sydney, if I'm, yeah,
Yeah,
Sydney.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your programs are just Sydney based or national based? How do you?
Look, at the moment we are working pretty much in news as well. One of our dreams will be to bring our programs to other countries and other areas. That's what we would like. Just looking for the opportunity to do it. But we want to expand our knowledge and our, grow our house. But again,
Time.
it's there. Yeah, it's there. The dream is there. And we will be there one day. But yes, any opportunity. We are someone that we want to do things. So all the right tips and protocols that Australia has, we remove everything. So we any opportunity that someone can say, yeah, 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 tell me more, tell me. So we are the other side, but yeah, we are right now based on Sydney, doing some programs in Spain and pretty much news as well. But again, open to any other opportunity outside these areas.
Yeah, amazing. Just one more question because I just popped up and I need to ask you this. When you have a program idea, how do you present it? So basically, you write a document and go somewhere to present the project, or how do you get funds to to the project, to the program?
Okay, so what we do is imagine this project we want to do for social photography,
Yeah.
for raise awareness about diversity and inclusive that you talked before. Uh, so what we do is we find grants and fundings that are related to arts or community development, something that can be linked with what we try to do. And then we just apply. We send our application, answering all the questions about who we are, what we did, why we want to run this program, who is going to benefit, blah, 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 all this stuff. And then just you send it and just fingers crossed. So, and
Okay.
I hope that someone really understand how important it is, that someone like what we try to do, and is prepared to put the money on the table. So that's how it works.
But where do you send it? To the New South Wales government or the
Well,
council?
there is difference. There is difference. There is grants in councils. There is grants, national grants. There is an organization, for example, News as well. There is an organization specific that work with art, which is Creative News as well. There is club grants. You know that every club in Australia, the clubs, every year part of the profit of the poker machines has to go back to the community. So they open some grants as well every year. So and then communities, non-for-profit organization can apply for project. So there is philanthropic organizations, there is private organization that as well have some funding every year to charities or non for profit. So there is a list of different bodies where you can approach to look for funding. Uh, you have to apply for many, so that's
Oh,
the
really?
study. So you have to apply for 100, maybe to have two. But
Um,
yeah, that's part of the game. Um,
okay. It's a numbers game.
it's a number game. And of course, have some good project. and right and a good project. So justifies what you want to do, and make sure that there's an need and that you are doing something different, and you are reliable organization in terms of many things. But it's just about that, no, to apply and ask for money.
Yeah.
And something that I noticed here is that there is a lot of money, right? Sydney,
Yeah.
Australia is in a country with a lot of money and is one of the best places for charities.
Yeah.
But it's one of the countries in the world where there are more charities per population. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed that, and that was one of my considerations, because I thought about doing a non for profit, but it's like it's full of them, and every little problem is covered by a different non for profit. So it's like this is a sort of saturated market. But then when I saw your website, it's like, but there's a lot of things here that I haven't seen, and it's just amazing. So yeah, tell me.
Yeah, that's exactly that. I mean, there is a lot, but the idea here is that you have to do something different, and and prove that you are having an impact in your project. Because many entrepreneurs tell me, "Oh, Pilar, but there is a lot of competence." I say, look, forget about competence. You don't have competence because you are unique. I mean, there is 100 bakeries and all of them are selling bread.
Yeah.
So who has more clients? The bakery that has better bread, that has very good customer service, that has more variety, that has a better environment, that is innovating, that etc. etc. So doesn't matter the number of bakeries. Your bakery has to be the bakery. And that's what I always say. Doesn't matter how many non-for-profits or charities they are, but we want that our one is the charity. And then actually, I have to tell you something. This year, this 2023, has been the art wars of the years of the art wars. We haven't received anything in the past years, but this year we have received 4 art wars, and one of them has been that the Commonwealth Bank organized every year and a prize to see who is the charity who has more votes, who is more popular in the community. And this year, House to Grow has been the charity with more votes in the community. We has been the charity number one with more support from the community, with more votes. And we are not a very leader charity.
Oh
We
my
are not
God.
an we are not a very well-known charity. We don't have a lot of money, but we have the support of our community. We are very healthy in terms of community. People believe in what we are doing. And this year we won the prize of being the charity with more votes from the community. So for us, that's huge. No, so and then that's what I try to explain. You don't worry about how many charities they are. I mean, there is a lot of everything, but that's not the point. The point is that you have to be the one. You have to be the one, and that's the work you have to do, to think different, no?
Yeah.
Outside the box. How can I do that different, better? That's the hard work. Right? Think is the hard work. But look, every long journey starts with an baby step. So if you want to do something, Felipe, I say to you exactly the same that I say to our audience before. Just do it. Just start it. You will see, like every day, you are closer at this point. But if you don't start, you will never achieve anything. So just do it. That could be my and even I have a not for profit. I always, when another not for profit come, I'm so happy because we need a lot of people doing right thing. We need a lot of people making this different. So never are gonna be enough people trying
Oh
to
my.
improve things. Never, never, ever. So yes, please do
Oh,
it.
oh my God! Thank you so much for this. Thank you for so much for your time. I'm really grateful with your testimony. That I'm sure it's gonna inspire more than just myself. A lot of other people trying to make a difference. I love this country. I love Australia. I have my Chilean heart as well, and I've been looking for ways to make a difference. And I think this is a good way to start. Putting our voices out and sharing with the community testimonies like yours, where we can know a little bit more about businesses and organizations that are making a real difference in our community. So thank you so much, Pilar. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys enjoy this interview with Pilar Lopez. I remind you to have a look at the House to Grow or housetogrow.org, and Pilar's book. Pilar, can you repeat the names for me? The names of your books, please.
Yeah. Anyway, when you go to our website, as2how.org, there is a section that says books,
Yeah,
and then you will find the books, how to buy the books, and all the explanation and testimonials about the books. So the books are called "How to Create an Amazing Life"
yeah.
and "Things I Know Are True." But you will find them on our website in the section of books. All the information is there.
Yeah, amazing. Great. So have a look at the books, have a look at the website. Pilar, thank you so much for your time. I hope to meet you in person at some stage. I would love to, catch up at some stage when I'm in Sydney. I will give you a call or I'll text you. So it's, I know you're a very busy person and I value your time with us. So thank you so much again. Thank you guys for your, for listening to us and watching this program. And thank you, Pilar, again, and all the best. God bless, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you so
Thank,
much to you. I have really enjoyed a lot. And I always like to be close to the community. That's why when you invite me, I always say yes, 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 because I think that everybody is busy, but my time is not more valuable than your time or the time of people that is watching us. So we are here for people. So that's why we need to be close to them. So thank you to you and thank you to everyone and happy Christmas
thank.
to everybody.
Yeah, happy
Bye.
Christmas.